Has one of the most famous voices in the music industry, and now Taylor Swift is looking to protect her sound, applying to trademark her voice and image as she fights back against AI and deepfake impersonations.
Yeah, it's so interesting. What does this mean for the future of the entertainment industry? Well, for more, we are joined by creative technologist Jessie Hughes in Brisbane. Jessie, thanks so much for your time. Is Taylor Swift the canary in the coal mine here? Is trademarking, I guess, the only way that artists will be able to protect their image moving forward?
Yeah, so, I mean, Taylor's always done an exceptional job at protecting her her creations. Trademarking is a very legacy practice, and I think what we're talking about is completely new technologies. These technologies are being built week in and week out, and so the fact that we're having to rely on legacy frameworks, I think is going to have to change rapidly. Denmark, for example, has automatically given copyright to all of their citizens, so every citizen in Denmark owns their face, their body, and their voice. And so I think that's really interesting from a legislative standpoint. YouTube has recently released a tool called likeness detection, where you can actually go on and see if your likeness has been used across videos in the same way that you imagine music being used across YouTube, and it gets flagged. So there is definitely a lot of movement happening in the space. It is something that we are rapidly needing to grapple with, and how we can, move forward with that.
I mean, there's so many wonderful benefits of artificial intelligence, but there's some scary and possible negatives as well. Music is one. It's getting harder and harder to tell when music is AI generated. Do you think that our radios will be dominated by AI songs in, I don't know, the next few years?
Michael, it already is today. The #1 song on iTunes is an AI-generated song. It's called Celebrate Me by a creator called Inga Rose. And so I don't know if people are aware of that or whether they're just happy to listen to AI-generated music. I think audience demand is going to determine where this goes in the future. The fortunate thing is with music and live performance, obviously people are going to concerts and seeing people play music live until we have robots on stage, which, you know, pretty soon. But yeah, with the music sector, we've got that. What we are also seeing is musicians and creators actually using AI technologies for how they can be enhancing their production, which previously could be, you know, quite expensive, and it's that accessibility thing that AI enables. It does enable access, but clearly there's other frameworks involved. I think with these tools and technologies, it really does come back to audience behaviour and audience interest. We are in the entertainment sector, which is the attention economy, which is determined by audience behaviour. So yeah.
Jessie, let's talk about the upcoming film featuring an AI-rendered performance from the late Val Kilmer. I think this is so interesting. His family actually approved it. His kids signed off on it. But what do you make of AI being used in this way? Is it ethical?
So ironically, the title of that film is Deep as the Grave. So I think marketing knew what they were doing. So from this, they trained on his likeness. Clearly, Val Kilmer has a body of work. And for me, given he did give his consent and the estate gave their consent, I am comfortable with that. I actually, coincidentally, worked on a project with Val Kilmer a few years ago about his voice. And so he lost his voice due to illness. And he was looking at using AI to back that. So he's always been very tech forward. So for me, I feel confident in that he gave his consent for this. But you do have other actors like Keanu Reeves, for example. He actually has a clause in his acting contracts because in the 2000s someone edited a tear onto his performance, and so he has a thing called the no tear clause. So for different actors, they have different guidelines. Other actors are incredibly excited about the opportunity it brings for IP expansion, and so if you imagine, a voice or a likeness can now be used across moving image, games, interactive, personalized experiences, and so people are just trying to find comfort in where they sit. Everyone has a different opinion. But I did see a very interesting thought experiment the other day whether Val Kilmer would be eligible for an Oscar for his performance from the grave. So we are grappling with very interesting questions. And we're building as it goes, really.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. He was such a brilliant actor and a great method actor. So it'd be interesting to see if the same soul comes through, I guess. In terms of the average person, Jessie, wanting to protect their own image from AI, what can they do to make sure they're not being used in deepfake?
So I think tools like YouTube's likeness detection is excellent. I think we're going to see a rise in that. A lot of the AI technologies are increasing their moderation, so how you can create things. In Australia, we actually have a 7-year prison time for the creation and distribution of generated sexual material without your consent. So Australia's done an amazing job at tackling this. We are in a position where when you have emerging technologies, you've got policy and legislation trying to catch up because these are being built in real time. But it definitely is happening, and there's just been incredible involvement from the screen sector, from government, and how we are defining how these technologies are going to be creating a future level of production.
Fascinating stuff. Jessie Hughes, thanks for your time.
Jessie.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me. See ya.